And good evening. It's about an hour and a half before the Thaddeus Matthews show. I'm in my office here at Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. I'm getting ready for tonight's show. This morning I got up and drove down to 201 Poplar for the hearing of Biddy Ray Turner, the accused killer of Lorenzen Wright 7 years ago. And I was there, and Billy Ray, I'm sure some of his family was there as well, and through his lawyer, I believe his name is John Perry, a black guy out of Mississippi who sometimes even serves as a judge. I believe it's in Clarksdale, somewhere down there. Gave him submitted to the court that he's pleading that he's innocent, that he did not kill Lorenzen Wright. I think he's lying. But the show tonight, and I've given out a lot of information, and I'll probably reiterate some of that information tonight. But I've got a question tonight. I got a question, and I'm going to do the show tonight. Where, oh where, is Sherra? Hey, Sherra, 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 wherever you be, you be, you be. We're gonna lock you up, up. K, Sherra, Sherra. Hey, Sherra, that's the question now. Where is Sherra? Where is she? I hear that she was in town several weeks ago and went down to the Mount Olive #1 church. But where is Sherra now? Please, Sherra, come forth. Come forth. Sherra, you don't think somebody then kidnapped Sherra and took Sherra out in the woods? Where is Sherra? Here's the father of your 6 children was killed, and where you at? They caught a man that they say killed your ex-husband. Well, my ex-wife probably wouldn't show up either, but at least the father of your children, all 6 of your children. Sherra, where are you? Where are you? Surely you would have said something to somebody. It's just not the normal reaction of a woman. It's not the normal reaction of a mother who is concerned about finding the killer of her children's father. Well, tonight I'm going to do that at 7 o'clock. That's the title of the show. Where, oh where, is Sherra? Yes, he's pleaded not guilty. I didn't expect anything else other than him to plead guilty. He looked kind of slow. Okay, he do look kind of slow. And if for the love of money or some pussy you finna give your whole life up, you is slow. That's crawling slow. But I just want to ask some questions tonight. And look, I know that this little preview here is gonna probably get to the Turner family. And I don't know why some of y'all were looking at me like I was the one that killed somebody this morning when I was over there talking to your lawyer. And I didn't even mention the case. We were just shooting the breeze. I just wanted to get a feel for him. I'm going to invite. I want all y'all to share this because I want the Turner people, the Turner family. Look, let's talk. I'll give you a fair chance. Okay, I'll give you a fair chance. Text me. Y'all know my number. Text me, 901-949-3000. Text me and tell me, Mr. Matthews, Pastor Matthews, old motherfucker, whatever you want to call me. We want to talk about our relative. We don't believe he did it because I want to hear the family's side. I want to hear the family's side because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the majority of this community, because most of us believe he did it. We believe it. They even got a psychic. I wish somebody would send me that tagged me in that thing where the psychic said she was contacted by Lorenzen. Lorenzen came to I swear for God, lady tagged me in it and I lost it. Well, y'all tagged me when the psychic 4 years ago. The psychic said Lorenzen came to her in the spirit, and when he came to her in, you got it down. You done seen it. It ain't let me know it. Look, the psychic said that Lorenzen came to me. I want to try to find that. Julia, can you send it to me? Tag it to me. Have you tagged it to me? I want to see it because from what I'm hearing, the psychic said that Lorenzen came to her in the spirit. And Lorenzen said that Sherra was there. And that Billy was there. And some more people was there. The psychic said that Lorenzen was saying to Sherra, Sherra, why are you doing me like this? Don't do me like this. So I gotta find that before I get on there because I want to play the audio from that on the TV on tonight. But that's what the show is going to be about. Where is Sherra? Okay, where is she? Where is she? Y'all don't think she been kidnapped and took off in the woods somewhere else? Where is Sherra? 7 years. Her baby's daddy has been dead. Don't you see me doing the Facebook Live? Huh?
You call your name. I'm finna go back on Facebook.
Okay, you saw me doing... Damn, Taj, you see me doing the Facebook Live. Because my show tonight, Taj, is...
Oh, I thought I was doing Facebook Live myself. My bad.
Okay, but see, I'm talking about where my show tonight, Taj, is going to be about... Wait a minute, I'm glad I got you here, Taj. I am. See, the Lord, he may not come when you want him, but he always on time. Taj.
What?
Didn't you tell me what you told me happened at the Mount Olive #1 right after the man died? Tell me. Come on.
You talking about when I saw Sharon with the school?
No, her name's Sherra. Her name ain't Sharon. Huh?
We call her Sharon. See, y'all say Sherra, but we call her Sharon, back
Well, you know how niggas get...
Anyway,
you know how you niggas from the hood do. Y'all get fancy with your damn names and shit.
Well,
Okay.
All right. But they really got the hood now.
All right.
Okay, anyway.
All right. Futrell, you see me talking. I see you on the page. Quit talking. I'm going to call you in a minute because you may have somebody I want to hear. Look, tell the people so they don't think I'm lying what happened when you went out to the Mount Olive #1 church because you and Sherra, whatever her name is, y'all was friends. Tell the people what happened. Speak loudly, child.
Okay. I went to an event that I was invited out to the church. I wasn't expecting to see her. I was invited by someone else, and when I got out there, I saw her. And it had been a long time, but like I said, we went to school together. So when I walked up to her, we started talking. I was trying to make her remember who I were. At that time, she had her stroke, and, her face was all twisted a little bit, and she was just talking and telling me how she doing good and all that. And then she pointed out the guy that was her fiance.
Now, and the guy she pointed out was Billy Ray.
Billy Ray, right.
Okay. Go on.
Guy. He was up in the pulpit.
He was in the pulpit. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Taj. Wait a minute, Taj. I thought he was a deacon. He in the pulpit?
Well, deacons can stand in the pulpit and get stuff ready.
He was getting something ready. Okay.
Right, right. So we were just sitting up there waiting on everything to get started, and we had that little conversation. So after that, I just walked away and went on back and sat on the other side. But yeah, I saw her at the church. It's been a while, but I saw her out there at that church that time back here.
But what did she tell you about the getting married part?
Well, she said they were gonna get married. That's all she said, and I told her, well, congratulations. You know, congratulations to anybody gonna get married.
Well,
That's all I can say.
so wait a minute. So you telling me that Sherra, whatever you want to call her from Westwood, you niggas move from Westwood, then y'all get proper with your names. And she said that she was finna marry Billy Ray.
Right. She said they were gonna get married.
So chances is, Taj, and you're a grown woman, that if she was finna marry Billy Ray, they had been fucking, right?
Right.
Chances are, right? All right, so
That's right.
So now they've been screwing, fucking, whatever we want to call it. So we've got a close relationship between Billy Ray and Sherra, right?
Right.
So they members of the same church. He a deacon now. She started preaching. The Lord called her to preach after Lorenzen died. So we got a close connection. They bedroom partners.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to get you off the line, Taj. I'll call you back, baby, in just a few minutes. By the way, if y'all need a good bondsman, y'all call Taj Yarbrough down there at Clark's Bonding Company. She'll be glad to take care of you. Old Billy Ray ain't got no bond, so you won't be right. You won't be writing that.
That bond been revoked.
Yeah, they revoked his bond. Do you think he was kind of slow or something?
Oh no. I don't know. I don't even know why they gave him one so fast until they complete the investigation just to make sure that he was the one or whatever the case may be.
Well, everybody knows Judge Lee Coffey don't play.
Nah, he don't play. He ain't no joke. So
No.
anybody listen on your page that appear in that court, all I can say is put your seatbelt on.
Yeah. It's rough for you when you go to Judge Lee Coffey's court.
Yeah, he ain't gonna give you no slack.
All right.
Better have a good attorney. So I'm finna get back on live because I was messing with you on my live because I was sitting here eating Doritos and drinking a Dr. Pepper. So let me get back on my live while you on your live.
All right, baby. I'll holler at you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. That's Taj Yarbrough. She's a good friend of mine. But we have a correlation. We got a relationship. They was fucking. Y'all excuse the pastor if fucking bothers y'all. But, so, there's a relationship here. A relationship. And from what I understand, and I'll just share some of this stuff, because I've got a dear friend of his, or in fact a family member, a brother-in-law of his that's a close business associate of mine. And we're going to talk about how the possibility of why that particular location was picked. But I got to go, wait a minute, I think, Julia, you done sent me this this thing about the psychic lady. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to go to YouTube and pull it up about the psychic lady. Wait a minute. Y'all in a hurry? Can y'all hold on a minute? I'm going to see if I can find it. See, right quick. See if I can find what the psychic lady said. Hold on.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go to YouTube. You found it too, Dale?
Mm-hmm.
You listen to the psychic? Wait a minute. Come on. Okay, wait. Let me type it in. Let me type what it said here. Y'all hold on. I can spell, Dale. You ain't know somebody smart? Shit.
I just try to help you out.
Okay. L-O Let's see if I can. Damn, Dale. You don't let my stuff fall. Do the people still see me? Dale did that.
You are the story.
Don't call the boss no lie now. It's a whole hour.
Mm-hmm.
Which part? Damn, this thing long. Let's see. It's 3, 4 of them in here. Let's see. I don't know which. Lord, am I gonna have time to listen to all this before I go on there? It's. Let's see. This ain't long. Let's see. This ain't the show yet, Kenneth. Okay, what?
Into the Part Radio. So I will be the host starting this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll be on every Thursday.
Okay.
Infinite Love and Gratitude. And I also am a direct channel for whom I call Father God.
She's doing all her promo.
Let's see. And if you want more information on me or you want more information...
I don't want no information on you.
So with that said, again, just really want to be clear. I do not look for these cases. The other thing is I didn't even know who Lorenzen Wright was. At the time, I hadn't watched television or read a magazine or newspaper. I found I loved the world a lot better when I stopped all that. No judgment, but it got a lot better for me. And since I hadn't in 4 years, and I was, he was murdered. And when I walked through the living room and I saw, and I stopped just to take notice of what it was on the news and who they found and who had been murdered, I immediately started seeing through the eyes of Lorenzen. And he took me actually to, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but he took me to the scene where he was murdered that evening. And the other way that I'll explain to this, people would say, well, how do you know you've got a spirit, or a soul that's with you or walking, as they say, in my light? The only way I can explain that is just, there's a presence. To me, in fact, I've gotten to the place where I'm not sure it matters. I know it doesn't matter to heaven, so it doesn't matter to me whether someone's in a body or out of body. I can sense them. I can feel their emotions.
See?
What Father God says to me is that we all have the ability.
Tell us what God told
have
you.
The ability to connect and speak to each other's hearts. And so I think that's the way I would explain it. And so my heart just knows somebody's here with me. I could feel his emotions. I could feel the confusion, the fear, the rage, into the terror, into gratitude. And so I can feel, and I'm able to now separate. I wasn't always, but to separate, hey, that's not me. That's another presence, that's walking in my field, in my light. Infinite love and gratitude. So I don't look for cases. They come to me. And second, I'm contracted. It is by my soul contract that I'm here to serve God, whom is love, and any capacity that's asked. And a big part of my contract, I was told by Father God, is to bring as many people as possible, as many souls to the light, he said, whether in body or out.
Brother, don't come to class late, then me ask some questions. Just listen.
Light when they're still in body, and that's karma. That's another show in Total Gratitude, which we will get to somewhere down the road. So good. So with that said, moving into Lorenzen's story and what happened, Lorenzen Wright, first and foremost, I've got to say this, I didn't know him in body, but he walked with me for 11 months after, when he was out of body, until he did go home to heaven, to the light, infinite love and gratitude.
So you can
and
go home to the light.
I am honored to have held that space and assisted him in working with his emotions.
Tell us what Lorenzen told
his
you.
Vibration so he could get back home. It was a beautiful 11 months that I am so honored for. And I would say this as well. I am honored that I knew him out of body. Sometimes, and I wanted to express this tonight, the relationship can almost be closer in
I need to
so
skip
many
up
ways.
some.
It's like when we feel we're separated from our loved one off. This is a man who played 778 games. That's not even including championships.
Let me take him up a little bit more.
And I'm going to bring that name up a few times this evening.
Let's see, wait a minute.
than the NBA did to help. Oh, no. Or the city of Memphis. Nobody wanted to dirty their hands. Judgment. Which part of no judgment do they not get? The N or the O? Infinite love and gratitude. More could have been done. So I'm going to walk through the events of the evening as they were shown to me through the eyes of Lorenzen Wright, who I have.
She's going to show us what Lorenzen showed her.
Who I call Ren.
Come on.
Ren's spirit came to me July 28th, the day that his body was found. That's when I saw that news flash. Oh, it's wild because I'm just going to go there right now. On that little news piece, that news clip that they put out when his body was found, the first detective on the scene was Detective Dennis McNeil. And I'm going to bring that name up a few times this evening because I really want to ask. I really would just like Mr. McNeil to let me know. He's a family man, father of two. He was working for narcotics, actually, in Love and Gratitude. He's married to Bobby Cole's sister. Yes, into Love and Gratitude. And so Spirit brought him up as a person of suspect. And I'm not accusing. I'm just bringing through what happened. And so and we'll get more to that with Mr. McNeil, but my question for Detective McNeil was, how come you were the first one on the scene? How did he know? And how did he get there first? Because there is no such thing as coincidence, only synchronicity. And Detective McNeil is a friend of the Wright family. Detective McNeil knew Lorenzen Wright very well, in fact, so well, that Lorenzen got him a job with security for the Memphis Grizzlies. So that's my question, Detective McNeil. With respect, can you please explain that? We'd like an explanation. Memphis would like an explanation. Lorenzen's family would like an explanation. And we'll get more to Detective McNeil in just a moment. So, on that day that his body was found, on July 28th, again, I didn't know who he was until that news flash. So the next thing I did was to, find out. I did a little research as to who he was, just to find out who he played for. I found the Grizzlies, okay, right here in Memphis. Wow, into Love and Gratitude. And so the next thing that I found out through Facebook, of all places, is that a very nice girl, a girl that he was, a woman that he was dating here in Memphis. At the time, he was divorced, and someone he was dating here in Memphis.
Gary, just sit there and listen.
I had gone to school. I wouldn't have known this except she was on my Facebook page, and she put a post up about his crossing. And that's the way God works. Again, there's no such thing as coincidence, only synchronicities. Watch for them. That is God speaking. And so I knew, guided, and I knew, my heart knew I was to connect with her. Bam. Because what I could do is I could validate what Lorenzen had shown to me. Anything that she knew, she could validate. So that way I could find out if I was seeing things clearly. So that was the first person that I met with. And during that read, I asked him point blank, do you know who did this to you?
Oh, come on.
And I immediately saw a wedding ring, and I saw his wife, Sherra. That's who I came to know her as. I didn't have a name that day. He showed me her face and the wedding ring. And I'm gonna tell you the words, because this is what he said to me. I will not censor spirit. He said, the bitch, that bitch did this. That is what he said to me. He said, she always wants more. It's never enough, he said. It's never enough. It was always about money. Infinite love and gratitude. And let's go back for a moment. When Lorenzen Wright was 17, she was 22. That's when she grabbed hold of him. Now, I'm not judging. I'm just telling you. This is it. She was 22. He was 17. He was going to be a rising star. Everybody knew it. And so they had a lot of babies, 6 children, so she could seal that deal and make sure the finances were going to roll. Infinite love and gratitude again. No judgment, just truth. Just truth. With that said, he explained a lot of things. He showed me the area where he was killed that evening. He showed me, I even know how many, there were 12 gunshots. Pow, 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 pow. He put his hand up over his face. The first bullet went through his arm. The second bullet he died on, that's when he crossed. Infinite love and gratitude, and we'll keep winding around this story. It'll all make sense. So, again, everything that I'm going to count this evening, and I'm going to run through the details of what happened from the time that he left his ex-wife Sherra's house that evening at about 10:44 p.m. Everything that I'm accounting was gathered over this 11-month period, and I met with several family members as well as his girlfriend at the time. I think it's important to say as well, I worked with Lorenzen on his emotions. And in that way, I could assist him, again, in raising his vibration. And I also assist him the other way, and this goes to soul retrieval. So those are the two things that I do with soul retrieval. I work with the soul who's out of body the same way I would work with someone in body, to tell them that it's okay, that there's no shame, there's no guilt, that there is no judgment in heaven, there is just love, that you are perfectly worthy, that there is a heaven, that there is a loving God. It raises their vibration, they come back to the truth, and then they're able to get home. There's no judgment in heaven. It's all masked. If your vibration is too low, you can't get in the door. Infinite love and gratitude. So I worked with him on his emotions. There was a lot of shame, a lot of anger. When I got to him that day he was found, that was 10 days later, illusionary Earth time, but 10 days later, he was still in shock over what had happened to him. This was complete and total betrayal. So it was through these meetings with family members and with his girlfriend that I was able to validate the information that Ren had given to me, that he had shown me. And during that time, well, let me go to the evening at the house, actually. Let's just go there. So with that said, is there anything left on the first meeting, though, with his girlfriend? So he showed me the ring. He told me who was responsible. I was shown 12 gunshots. And we'll get to the shooters and all of that. I was shown some personal things between him and her and their relationship, an evening that they had out, and I won't go into details on that, but that was just to validate the connection for her so that she would know I was talking to Ren's spirit.
Marriage
I
ring,
think
Lauren.
that's it. There was some, I want to mention this. He had a fabulous sense of humor as well, even with all of this. Even with the shock and the trauma and all of that, he was very funny, very beautiful, beautiful soul. Infinite love and gratitude. So on that evening of July 18th, he had been dropped off at his ex-wife Sherra's house. It was by a friend. Sherra said it was recorded in the news saying that he left about 10:30. I was shown by Spirit that he left about 10:44 in the evening. From Sherra's house, which was in Collierville. That's where she resided with their 6 children, and he'd been there visiting the children.
How you know Kay's
and
come on
visiting her.
about some spirit?
Moving forward, before I move forward, let me say that. Let me back up here, because I will be, and I already have, be naming names this evening. I've been working with this case for almost 4 years now, as I said, and I trust my guidance and my communication. So what I would say is that I don't mean to make accusations. I am just speaking the truth that is shown to me. And I mean this with all of the respect and with love, but if there's someone who doesn't like what I have to say about who did this and why, then please prove me wrong.
Case, if you don't like it, get your ass
Answer
up off the
these
goddamn
questions.
page.
Please, Sherra, can you tell me why? Why there was a fire in your backyard, in your fire pit in July, in Tennessee? Really? Nobody, I don't know anybody that built a fire, and you told the police it was for garbage. Well, I'm here to tell you, they'll pick up anything off that curb. You could put beds down there, mattresses, chairs, television, anything you can put on the curb, they pick it up. So again, I want a better explanation as to why there was a fire in your backyard in July, because what I'm shown is that's where Kenny burned the clothes he wore that night. That's right, Kenny Brown. That is who he left with that evening, a good friend of his. He and Sherra had been fucking for about a year. Sorry, it wasn't making love. Have the sex. How's that? Infinite love and gratitude for about a year.
Kenny
That's
Brown.
what I'm shown. If I'm wrong, great, prove it. And tell me why you had a fire in your backyard in July. But I'm shown he had to burn the clothing he wore that night.
Kenny Brown.
I want to say this as well. I didn't know anyone. I don't know anybody who's involved in this personally. I got no pony in this race. This is not personal. The only thing I've got here is I would like justice.
I got to get ready to
I
go
would
to
like
work. Ain't
justice, and I really understand it was part of my contract to make sure that the information that was brought to me through Lorenzen's eyes and through Father God himself is at least made public. If the police won't do this stuff, then we've got to do it.
Should I add this on TV tonight?
So justice for Ren, that's what this is about. And what I'm shown again is that he was dropped off that evening. She says he left at 10:30. I'm told he left more like 10:44. I'm told, and this was validated by his sister actually. All of this, I had dollar amounts given to me. I said it's about $110,000. They said he's gonna flip something for cash, and I said and he had drugs on him, more than one kind. There's two different types of drugs. All of that was validated by his sister and even his ex-wife Sherra. Even his ex-wife Sherra said that he left the house that night with a bag full of drugs to go flip something for $110,000. There it all is. Bam, validated. With that said, Sherra also said that she didn't know who Ren left with. Now, she's known this man since he was 17 years old. They have 6 children together. He was just at her house. She's all up in his business, is what I'm told. She knew there's no way she's going to know he left with a bag full of drugs and some cash, but he's not going to tell her who he left with. Please. That just doesn't make any sense, guys. Can you take that from your head to your heart and tell me if that makes any sense? So, Sherra, that's 2 things, my love. Can you tell me why you had a fire in your backyard in July, number 1, and tell us you were burning garbage, please? And number 2, that you really didn't know who Ren left with? Seriously. I suppose you don't know what the car looked like either, because I saw you looking out the living room window when they drove away, and you left that evening with Kenny Brown. Infinite love and gratitude. That is who he left that evening with. After they left her house at about 10:44, because they were meeting 2 other people, Ren thought, infinite love and gratitude, for a whole nother reason. He didn't know they were going to shoot his face off that evening. He didn't know that. He thought he was walking next to a friend. Betrayal. Connect to that betrayal. With that said, they left about 10:44. What I'm told next is that they went to go get a burger. That's what I think. That's what I'm shown. Infinite love and gratitude. Not what I think, it's what I'm shown. It's what I feel. They went to get something to eat. At least one of them had a burger. After that, I see him rolling a joint. Infinite love and gratitude to that. Shout out to Bob Marley, please. With that said, they roll a joint and they get to where they're going. And let me back up for a second and make sure I didn't miss anything. I do have some notes, which I really had to take on this one. Didn't have to, I chose to, because there's so many details that I didn't want to miss anything. Yeah, let me go here. Why? So here's a good question. You're like, why? Why would his ex-wife do something like that? And I know to many of us, for our hearts, it's like unfathomable. Like, really? Someone would just do that to the father of her 6 children? Why? Why would they do that? For cash. For cash. Ren had fallen behind on his child support. She already felt. She already wanted. She felt used. He had not really been faithful. No judgment, man. No judgment. But there were some indiscrepancies that she was aware of. She was angry. They were divorced. They'd been divorced 5 months prior. And now Ren was dating this little hot thing here in town. So he had something else going for him when he's here in town. She wanted revenge. She wanted money. She gained a lot of cash, folks. All you got to do is go online. It's on gratitude retirement fund, insurance, lots of
I got to go to work.
And she has lots of it as well. No judgment, but let's just get the facts straight. So she wanted revenge. There's one more piece to this, too, because this was shown to me. She suffered with Bell's palsy a few years ago, and this is what was shown to me. I got to speak it, and this is what I do. I tap into emotions. She really blamed him in a way for the stress, the anxiety, and the anger that she had been feeling. Just bam. And she literally felt that he was responsible for this condition, and it deadened the nerves in her face.
It'll also be shown right here.
It affects the way she speaks, so that really hit her 3rd chakra. It really hit her self-esteem, and that just enraged her even more.
Tara, that's
so
not
going back,
usable. Thank you. Let me handle that.
Lorenzen and
We don't
Kenny
use
Brown,
that anymore.
that's what I'm told, and that was validated. I described, I had the K name, I described his physical features as compared to Ren when they were walking, what he was wearing. Okay, and all of this was validated through his family, so they knew immediately who I was talking about. Kenny Brown, that's our K name, that's who he was with. So Lorenzen and he go to meet these guys at a place called Callous Cutoff. And that's over by Hacks Cross. And this was a secluded road, especially 4 years ago. There was a planned development, and then when development kind of died, it just never really happened. So there were, at the time, 4 years ago, there were some distant apartments on one side, but now it's a lot more.
Erica Rochelle, if you watch the show, it's going to be on the show. You can go back and watch it later.
But at the time, it was just this secluded road that nobody really, very few people went down. There was no reason. And they parked right at the Hacks Cross and Tournament sign, which is right where the Fieldstone apartments are. And again, that's where they built them up. And they walked in. So they parked their car a little bit on the outside. And he showed me a plane going over my head. It was really just to give me validation of the location, because that's right in the FedEx flight plan. And the first time that I went and walked the site, because I was asked to clear the site of the lower vibration and the negative energies, when I went, a plane, as soon as I parked, a plane flew over my head the same way that I had been shown in that first reading with Lorenzen. So what I know is this: they showed me when they got into the car. Ren had even commented on Kenny Brown's dress that day, because he wore dark clothing. What I'm shown is nylon running pants and a darker t-shirt. And Ren had asked him, why? My understanding, what I'm shown, and if this can be validated, that would be great. I haven't seen anywhere, but I'm shown he's in a white shirt and khaki shorts. Because in July in Memphis, if anyone hasn't been to the South, oh, Lord, in love and gratitude, it can get a little muggy out here. So they meet each other. They go to meet the other two, and they walk into this secluded, it's open where they parked, and they kind of walk into this secluded little one-lane road that's very treed. They run into two people, and immediately, and I asked Ren, I said, I could tell through his eyes, but I asked him, I said, did you know these other two people? And he said, yes, he had seen them all. One of the two shooters, he knew more than the other. I was given a name. I was given the name Big Bill, and I was told that Big Bill had worked at the House of Doves, Infinite Love and Gratitude, and this has a lot to do with, and I won't go into this a whole lot because I wasn't asked by Spirit, but that has a lot to do with when Renzen, he was indicted for some possible involvement with some laundering and some cars into Bellevue. That goes back to Bobby Cole. Again, let's not forget, Bobby Cole's sister is married to Detective Dennis McNeil, the first one on the scene. Imagine that. There's no such thing as coincidence, folks, only synchronicity. So I would just like some answers for all of this synchronicity. Infinite love and gratitude.
4 years old.
Like I said, I was told, yes, he knew both the shooters. And I'm going to describe what happened because it was very quick. He literally walked up. They walked up to these other two people thinking there was going to be an exchange made. That it was going to be at least, when I say honorable, at least what they had said, what they had told him, what had been agreed upon.
Give him a shoe.
He didn't know they were going to pull two guns out and shove one right in his face. Into love and gratitude, the words that Big Bill said to him, I got the words. He said, what you going to do now, pretty boy? Basketball star. What you going to do now, motherfucker? And he shoots. Ren had called the 911 call, which was right after midnight. So when this burst starts going on, he's calling 911. When he sees they're going to pull that trigger, he lifts up his hand in front of his face to try and block himself. The first bullet went through his wrist. Infinite love and gratitude. In fact, when I drove to the site the first time, my wrist on my left hand just kept aching. And that'll happen a lot. Infinite love and gratitude. With that said, he lifts it up. It goes through his wrist. The second bullet went right into pretty much his temple on the left side. And with that said, he crossed on the second shot. That's when everything goes black for me. But then it's 12 bullets. There are 10 more shots. I mean, complete overkill. 10 more shots after that. What I'm shown is they had come earlier in the day and cut the fence so that they could take take Ren's body and pull him out into this field. into Lemongrass where really nobody goes. And then you've got, a line of trees in front of it. So it'd be very, very tough to see him from the road. So with that said, what I'm told, the second shooter, so we've got Big Bill. He's a very large gentleman, both in weight and stature. The second person, I believe he may have a J initial in his name or an L or both. And he's smaller in frame. He's got a scar, I believe, on his left. And he really didn't want to have anything to do with this. It's the emotion I got. But he had no way out. So I wouldn't call him the main shooter. I think he was more trying to save his own neck by being there. Infinite love and gratitude. With that said, Big Bill, his name is William. My understanding is there's a Mississippi connection. The shooters were paid $20,000, and they got a car. It's an Escalade. Infinite love and gratitude. It's an Escalade, and it's the pearl color. And I believe it's somewhere in Mississippi. It hasn't already been apprehended. The VIN number was scratched off, is what I'm sharing with. There is not proper registration on the car as well. So I want to just put those details out there. But that's what, everyone would say, well, why would someone do that to him? Jealousy, comparison. They were jealous. What are you going to do? Pretty boy, basketball star, infinite love and gratitude. So they took his life for $20,000 in a car. Infinite love and gratitude. Make sure I haven't missed anything. And I also need to check our time.
Yes, you did have an Escalade with the insurance.
Right on time. So we'll be taking calls in just a few minutes.
Look, I got to go work. Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop.
I did mention that the wire had been cut so he could...
Look, I got to go to work. Okay. I got to go to work. I'm going to give you the association with Billy Ray in this. I want you to know that this is a psychic that recorded this in 2014. This is not something that was cut last week. This is not something that was cut this week, last week, or since any of this has happened. She says that not Billy Ray. She says that Lorenzen came to her in the spirit and showed her what happened to him through her eyes. I didn't call alarm. Ooh, y'all be all in not knowing what I'm doing. I'm playing the tape, okay, from 4 years ago. In fact, it was put up in November of 2014. Should I play this tape tonight on air? Oh, it's about 20 minutes after. I got to go way across town. Oh, where my shoes at? Dale, you got my notes and my papers together. I got to go to work. I'm just sitting up here acting like I ain't got nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Tune the pastor in at 7 o'clock. Comcast 31. If you do not have Comcast 31, don't worry. Okay? Don't worry. You'll be able to watch the Thaddeus Matthews Show here on Facebook Live, as I am also on television at the very same time. Okay? I got to go to work, because, Connie Ray, damn, that's what I do every night is live stream. Those of you who may be coming to the first time, every night, the Thaddeus Matthews TV show, the most controversial television show in the planet, is also Facebook Live at the very same time as I'm on the TV. I got to go all the way across town. I got to lock the church up, got to cut the lights off, cut the alarms on. But I do believe that there are those who have psychic powers. This lady is up north. She did not know who Lorenzen Wright was. I will be sharing this on your sites and on your Facebook pages and tell people to tune in to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Comcast, if you got Xfinity, just hit 3-1. Okay, just hit 3-1. Xfinity and Comcast is the same thing. Or just come here on Facebook Live. I got to go to work, y'all. I'll see y'all. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to speed getting across town. I'll see y'all in just a little bit.